Hey all, EC here, and today we're going to be talking about Nintendo and its mobile game efforts and why Nintendo stopped making mobile games. Now, for those who don't know, Nintendo has only actually released 4 mobile games, one being Super Mario Run, one being Mario Kart Tour, one being Animal Crossing Pocket Camps, and one being Fire Emblem Heroes. These games were mobile ports of mobile games in popular Nintendo franchises. And before anyone says this about Pokemon Go, yes, Pokemon Go is technically a mobile game, and it was technically based on a Nintendo franchise. However, Pokemon Go was not developed by Nintendo internally, nor does Nintendo fully own Pokemon, as Pokemon is jointly owned with the Pokemon Company being jointly owned by Nintendo, Game Freak, and Creatures Inc. So Nintendo doesn't actually have full control over Pokemon Go. Now, despite Pokemon Go being a success and Nintendo's push into mobile games, they never really caught the attention of many gamers. The one thing that they did do, though, with Mario Kart Tour was catch the attention of people who were critical of the microtransactions and the gacha system that was baked into this mobile game, into this mobile experience. More people probably talked about the fact that it had microtransactions than probably played the actual game itself. Now, why did Nintendo back out of mobile games? I think it's quite obvious when you get down to the nitty-gritty of it. Nintendo wanted to focus on making quality games and quality franchises, and by making mobile games, obviously, based on those franchises, it kind of waters down the experience, and people will expect a lower sort of value when it comes to these games, because mobile games are seen as low value compared to AAA games and like a console and PC games. So I do think that's a factor. I also think as well it stretched Nintendo's resources too thin, because if Nintendo's too busy working on a mobile game version of Mario Kart, they're not going to have as much time and as much staff working on the next Mario Kart game. And I do feel like that's quite a big factor as well, because for those who don't know, companies like Microsoft, for example, have a whole dedicated publishers who focus on mobile games, whilst Nintendo obviously was doing it all in-house, and how obviously they had their main games division, and they had obviously some studios were making mobile games as well. So I do think the resources was another big issue, with Nintendo spreading themselves a bit too thin. Now, could we see Nintendo return to mobile games in the future? It's possible. It's very unlikely, but it's possible. I mean, companies like Sega are having quite good success with mobile games. However, Nintendo has always been focused on bringing games to their own hardware, so I do doubt that we'll see Nintendo make more mobile games, especially since the last 4 they made weren't widely successful, and Mario Kart Tour actually put a target on Nintendo's back for obviously the predatory microtransactions and in-app purchases within that game. Now, going forward, I do think Nintendo should just focus on Switch 2 or whatever the next console is going to be, and focus on making its games as best they can, because Nintendo has a high bar of quality compared to other game publishers. But we will have to wait and see what Nintendo does in the future, and whether or not we see more Nintendo mobile games in the future. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think about this in the comments down below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? If you're new here, make sure you obviously subscribe, turn notifications, all that good stuff. I've been EC, and I'm signing out. Peace.